early 1980s, hip-hop was still young, raw, alive. It was a moment born on the street corners, in parks, and at block parties.
The Human Beatbox Robinson, number one, okay. And now we've got Markie Dee Morales. Hey, Mark, how you doing, buddy? And finally, Damon Kool Rock-Ski Wembley. What's going on?
But in the middle of this gritty culture, three kids from Brooklyn brought something no one expected. In this mini documentary series, The Fat Boys Era. Mark Anthony Morrows, the world will later know him as Prince Markie Dee, was born on February 19th, 1968 in Brooklyn, New York. The son of a Puerto Rican parents, Mark grew up surrounded by music, from Latin rhymes at home, from the hip-hop beats taking over the streets. He was sharp, charismatic, and quick with the rhyme. Damon Wembley, born November 4th, 1968, also in Brooklyn, will become Kool Rock-Ski, the cool one, street smart, known for his smooth delivery and knack for keeping the crew grounded. And then there was Darren Robinson, born June 10th, 1967, the youngest and the most unforgettable. Darren was a big size, but even bigger in personality. He discovered he could imitate drums and rhythms with his mouth, a skill that would earn him the name Buff Love, aka the Human Beatbox. They started as the Disco 3, just three friends from Brooklyn with dreams bigger than their block. In 1983, they won a national talent contest hosted by radio legend Mr. Magic and Marley Marl. Their manager Charles Stetler had a vision, a name that would stick, and that name was Big, literally the Fat Boys.
World famous, world famous, world famous, famous.
Fat Boys, aka the Disco 3. I'm glad the Fat Boys changed their name from the Disco 3 because I think that name, the Disco 3, would have got dated at some point. The whole disco era was out back then, so I understand the name, the Disco 3. But the Fat Boys definitely stuck. Whoever came up with that idea, round of applause. And back then they had a lot of talent shows. So the kids will come out, try out, do their little talent thing. They'll win with studio time, or like the Fat Boys, they win a record deal. And that was common back then. And the Fat Boys clothes. The Fat Boys was wearing Gucci and Louis back then. Check out the pictures. Gold chains, Gucci and Louis Vuitton. The Fat Boys' clothes was fly. You know what I'm saying? It was official. And the Human Beatbox, he had the little fake diamonds on his gazelles, and I thought it was real back when I was a kid, but looking at it now, I know that it wasn't real. But shout out to the Human Beatbox.
World famous, world famous, world famous, famous.
With the Human Beatbox, Buff Love, creating drum sound with just his mouth. Prince Markie Dee on the rhymes, and Kool Rock-Ski street smart charisma, the Fat Boys exploded. They brought beatboxing into the mainstream. They made hip-hop playful, and they didn't hide who they were. They embraced it. Songs like Jailhouse Rock and Can You Feel It made them household names.
Stick 'em, stick 'em, stick 'em, stick 'em. We're gonna rock the beatbox in the fresh funky rhythm.
They weren't just rappers. They were entertainers. They toured the world, sold out arenas, and starred in movies. The kids loved them. The parents loved them. Even Hollywood loved them. Fat Boys went to Hollywood. They started making movies. Flat Boys was blowing up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they did Crush Groove, Disorderlies, that movie, which was actually good. It was actually a good movie, man. And just to see hip hop keep going to the next level, was a beautiful thing. And but I think in the same token, when they start going to Hollywood, that's where, they're going to start falling off. It never fails. They go all the way to the top, and then they start crashing down. But yeah, the Fat Boys was dope, man. They went all the way from Brooklyn to Hollywood and started making movies. Like I said, back then was rare. You got in the movie, you made it. In 1987, the album Crushin' went platinum. They even teamed up with the Beach Boys for a hit single, Wipeout. But hip-hop was changing. The late 80s brought a harder, more political edge. The fun, light-hearted style of the Fat Boys began to feel out of place. Their 1989 album, On and On, didn't make the same splash. Record sales slowed down. Shows wasn't selling out. And the industry moved on. The Fat Boys, when they started falling off, when they did that song Wipeout, and the Chubby Checker joint, Let's Do the Twist, I knew from that point on it was over. You know what I'm saying? I understand on a business aspect, especially back then, Run DMC did Aerosmith Walk This Way and all that stuff like that, but Run DMC them pulled it off. But the Fat Boys with the Let's Do the Twist, we was like, nah, bro. They sold a lot of records. With that song, but it was the beginning of the end. And from my point of view, after that song, with hip-hop, the community, Fat Boys could never recover from that. They could never recover. That's just my opinion. And, we just stuck to the old songs, All You Can Eat, Stick 'em, and all that. But that, Let's Do the Twist, and Wipeout, that joint was crazy. So that was the ending of the Fat Boys. By the early 90s, the Fat Boys had split. Each member tried solo ventures, but nothing ever reached the heights they once knew. In 1995, tragedy struck. Darren Robinson, Buff Love, the Human Beatbox, died of a heart attack at just 28 years old. The loss was devastating. Buff wasn't just the heartbeat of the group. He was the soul. Without him, a reunion seemed impossible. Mark Morrows reinvented himself as Prince Markie Dee, writing and producing for artists like Mary J. Blige and Mariah Carey. He became a beloved radio host in Miami, sharing stories from hip-hop's golden age. But in February 2021, one day before his 53rd birthday, Mark passed away. Another piece of the Fat Boys was gone. The Fat Boys will always be remembered for bringing joy to hip-hop early days. They made it okay to be different, to laugh, and to have fun. They were pioneers of beatboxing, ambassadors of hip-hop culture, and proof that music can make the world smile. Today, only Kool Rock-Ski remain. He carries the memory, the laughter, and the legacy of his brothers. But in the hearts of those who grew up with their music, they will always be larger than life.
MC and to all the homeboys and the young ladies. We're gonna rock a fierce beat with the human beatbox until the sucker MC jump off our chart. His DJ name is Grandmaster Doc. Now we'll repeat it if we have to once.